All right, everybody, bring in Christmas edition
All right.
of
The
the Nick,
Christmas edition has returned.
the
Year
Nicky and
two,
Fitz
episode
podcast.
17.
Um, let's get started. Let's talk about the portal real quick.
All right.
We got 2,146 people in the portal. 644 committed, 30%. Means there's 70% of those kids that said we're out, have no place to go right now. Pretty
Right.
scary for them, to be honest with you.
Right.
And 33 kids have withdrawn themselves out of the portal after they entered it and went back to their school.
Right.
Probably a wise decision.
Right.
All right, Nikki, talk to me about the playoffs. Where are we at? These games coming up, they look pretty outstanding.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got two great games. I mean, Oregon, Ohio State, that might have been the best game of the year. Ohio State at Oregon. I think it was all the way back in September, early October. Um, so it's a rematch. But it's in the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all,
Yeah,
down in Pasadena.
right.
Um, Keith Jackson won't be there, unfortunately, but it should be a great game. I think Ohio State's favored by two. Um,
Which is
it,
crazy.
it'll live up to the hype, I think.
A
What
lot
do
of
you think?
disrespect for Oregon. Ohio State
Yeah,
favorite. Second
yeah,
game is what I think is my favorite game of the weekend is going to be Notre Dame, Georgia. It's a shame Georgia's quarterback is hurt and is out of
right,
the playoffs. He just had major surgery on his elbow.
right,
Um, I really like Notre Dame in this spot with a backup quarterback in their defense, running like wild dogs and blitzing them on pretty much every passing down. They're going to be bringing the house.
right,
Cover zero and hope that they can complete some stuff, which they're not going to do. They're not going to. Georgia's defense is outstanding, and Georgia's also favored. I'm not sure how they're favored 1.5, but I really like Notre Dame in this spot.
All right, man. You got the hat on, so yeah, we're gonna,
Yeah,
it
they had to
should be
pay for it.
that should be a good game too.
All right, Penn State Boise, Nicky, talk to me.
Okay, then you got, Penn State against Boise State. Boise State played Oregon tight, I think the second week of the season, but I don't know if they've seen a defense like Penn State. I think that might present some problems for them.
I agree. I agree.
And then
I don't like that line. It's like, what is 12.5, 14.5, something crazy.
yeah,
I mean,
something nutty.
the disrespect again. I mean, Boise's pretty good, man. They played Oregon down to the wire, the number one team in the country, only remaining
Right,
undefeated team. So if they play well, I mean, I think this is going to be a close game. I do like Penn State to win the game, but they're just I don't like them to cover.
right,
Then the last one is Texas against Arizona State, who's sitting there, probably the hottest team in the tournament, right? I
right,
think they won nine straight to finish out the year.
right.
Um,
By big spreads too, not close victories.
yeah, they're blowing people out, and Texas
Right,
blew out Clemson, which I didn't see coming, but good for them.
right,
Um, Another like 12.5 point spread for Texas or favored. I really like Arizona in that spot. I don't think they can beat Texas, but I think this is a close game, and who knows? I
right.
don't like this Texas team. I think I've been pretty animate about that. I mean, I thought they were going to lose last week. I just don't think they have. They're just worried about things that are outside of the football realm, man. They're worried
Right,
about their nil. They're worried about what's transferring to.
right,
They're worried about all the stupidness that has nothing to do with football. You know,
right,
has to do. It's like, hang on a second. Oh gosh. All right. So those are the games, man.
right,
Um, so Carson Beck's out. We talked about that. Uh,
right.
we
We
got
know, yeah, we guess he hurt his elbow in the SEC
big.
championship
He did.
game, and now he's having surgery out in Los Angeles on his ulnar nerve. So yeah, he's out. I guess they're gonna try to get him ready for the NFL Combine in February.
Yeah. Good luck with that. He's
Right,
hopefully it's a major surgery, major injury. So he'll probably be back next year. Hopefully he will be.
right,
Something I'm involved in this like fantasy bowl game, pick bowl teams. And this
right,
is the first year I really looked at the portal before. I picked the teams who I think are going to win.
Right.
I am 12-1 in this league. I've
Oh,
never.
that's fantastic.
Well, I'm looking at the portal. Guys are missing players, and
Right.
it's playing out. So
Right.
portal is affecting teams that are in bowl games, not in regular, not in the playoff games. So it's diluted the bowl games a little bit. I still like the bowl games. People are like, forget about the bowls, just finish the bowls. I'm like, no, why? Guys
Yeah.
go to a special town, they get treated like
Right.
kings for a few days, they get all this swag. Screw that, man. Bowl games are fun. I mean, you
Right.
continue with the bowl. What do you think about the portal schedule, though? Does it need to be adjusted? I mean,
Must need to be adjusted in some way. I'm not, I mean, the quarterback from Penn State, the backup,
right.
apparently he went to Missouri. I've heard the number between 1 million and 1.5 million. So,
The guy
he,
is a is a glorified running back.
right,
Ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about it.
right,
The shit going on is ridiculous.
right.
All right, so let's go over the picks for last week.
All right.
You were 2-5.
Oh, ouch.
I was 4-3.
All right. You did better than me.
Yeah, I picked Florida. You picked Tulane in that first game.
Yeah, that was
Portal
terrible.
killed you there.
Yeah,
You both picked Indiana.
right.
They lost.
They're terrible.
Hang on a second, Nick.
Sure.
All right, I'm back.
All right, brother. Picking
All
it
right.
up.
So both picked Indiana. I don't know. Zagnetti just I have no idea what his problem is. When they started playing and calling plays in the last 5 minutes of the game, before that they were played so conservative and tight,
Right,
which screwed our lock of the week. It was just they
right.
poorly coached,
Yeah,
poorly done on their part. They could have
right,
been in that game if they would have just thrown the ball more often.
right,
Going for it on fourth down when you're down by 21 points is stupid.
right.
Penn State took SMU out to the woodshed. That was a beatdown.
Yeah, I thought Jennings would play a little better. I mean, he was just horrible.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And then the Clemson, we both took Clemson. We both took Penn State, but actually you took SMU, I took Penn State.
Yeah.
Um, both took Clemson. Texas beat them pretty good by 14. Then the game of the week, we both liked Ohio State and we won that 42-17. Currently 14-2 on the game of the week pick.
Boy, that's fantastic. Whew.
That's bringing it.
Yeah,
All right, and
that's
then
serious.
we both took Coastal Carolina. We didn't realize they were starting their third string quarterback. That was a
Right,
mistake. They got killed. And Northern Illinois won. We both took them in OT
right.
by 8. All right,
Yeah, yeah, double OT. Yeah.
let's go with the picks. We're ready. We're going to do some bowl games and the playoff
Yeah.
games at the end.
All right.
Let's start with Pitt versus Toledo.
What do you think here?
6.5 point favorite for Pitt. I'm going to take Pitt because I heard Holstein's going to be playing, and I think they're going to kill Toledo.
Okay, I think it'll be a tough game, but I'll take Pitt there too. I think
Okay.
Pat Narduzzi will have his troops ready.
Yep. Rutgers plus 6.5 versus Kansas State. In the rate bowl, I'm going to take K-State there. I think Rutgers is actually pretty good, man. And I don't think they've lost a bunch of guys to the portal, but I think Kansas State is going to stop them. They're just going to stop the run and try to make them throw the ball, which they can't throw the ball. So I'm going to take K-State there.
I'm
What do you
going to
think?
do the same thing. I think Shiana always has Rutgers prepared for the bowl games, but I think both teams will play well, but I like K-State giving the touchdown.
Okay. Oklahoma -3 versus Navy. I am going to take Navy here. I think Navy's going to ride that win against Army for another W here. Oklahoma's got a ton of dudes in the portal. Um, and they got a ton of dudes coming in. It's gonna be I don't think they care about this game, and I think Navy does care. So I like Navy here.
Agreed. I'll take Navy as well.
All right, Georgia Tech, 3-point favorites versus Vandy in the Birmingham Bowl. Another game where one team's lost a bunch of dudes, Georgia Tech, and one team is not, Vanderbilt. So I'm going to take Vanderbilt here.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Texas Tech, 1.5-point underdogs versus Arkansas in the Liberty Bowl. Um, I don't, they both lost a bunch of dudes. So I'll take Texas Tech here with the points.
Okay, here I'll diverge from you. I'll take the Razorbacks.
Okay. Syracuse, 16.5-point favorites versus Washington State in the
So
Holiday Bowl.
who's left on Washington State? I mean, the staff's
Scraps.
gone
It's scraps.
Wake Forest, right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of scraps. So I'm going to take Cuse here. Cuse has really they don't have a bunch of their major guys in the portal, so I think Syracuse blows them out here.
Yeah, I don't see Syracuse blowing out. I'll take Wazoo even with all the losses.
Okay. A&M 3-point favorites versus USC in the Las Vegas Bowl. Both teams have lost a bunch of dudes. Um, but I am going to take A&M here. I think they got better talent than USC.
Yeah, I don't see Lincoln. Lincoln Riley did well last year against Louisville in the bowl, but I think Texas A&M is a little bit tougher, guys. I think I'll take Texas A&M laying the 3.
Okay. Iowa State +3 versus Miami. I'm going to
Um,
take Iowa State here. I think Miami's lost a bunch of dudes, and they're not interested in this game.
yeah, Miami has no interest in the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Yeah,
I'll take the Cyclones too.
BYU getting 5 versus Colorado. I am going to take
Um,
Colorado here. All their players are playing. They're pumped up. They want to show out. And I think it's going to be a close game. BYU hasn't lost a bunch of guys either. I think this is going to be a really good game, actually.
yeah, I'll take BYU getting 5 points.
Okay. Iowa getting 3 versus Missouri in the Music City Bowl.
Um, I'll take Iowa here.
And I'll take Missouri. No
Okay.
reason. I don't know much about either team. Alabama 10.5 favorite versus Michigan. And I'm going to take Bama here. Michigan's lost a bunch of
I'm
guys.
going to take Bama too. Yeah. Michigan's still thinking about the Ohio State game.
Yeah. Carolina -9.5 versus Illinois in the Citrus Bowl. I'm going to take South Carolina here, laying the 9.5, which is a lot of points. But I think they're kind of motivated to show the committee, kind of the way Georgia was last year against FSU, that they belong
Right.
in the playoff. So I think they're going to trounce Illinois.
Okay, I agree with you on that one. Also take the Gamecocks.
Baylor -1 versus LSU in the Texas Bowl.
Boy, this is a tough game to pick.
Yeah, I'm going to take LSU. They've lost guys, but not important guys, and their quarterbacks playing, and I
Yeah,
think
if Nussmeier's playing, he's the best player on the field, so I'll go with LSU as well.
all right. Now we got the playoff games. We ready?
Right. Ready.
Penn State -10.5 versus Boise State.
I'm going to say that I'm going to take Boise State because I don't think they're going to give them 3 touchdowns like SMU did.
I'm going to also take Boise State. I think it could be a 10-point game, but that hook of .5 is why I'm taking it.
Right.
Take Boise in the 10.5 as well.
Right.
Texas -14 versus Arizona State. Like I said, the disrespect for Arizona State, who's coming in red hot. I'm going to take Arizona State here in the 14. It's a lot of points, man.
That is a lot of points. I'll also take Arizona State.
Iowa State, I mean, Ohio State, 2.5-point favorites versus Oregon. I really like Oregon here. No reason. I think Ohio State will play well again, but I think Oregon's rested. They know their opponent. They're going to show up for this game. And I think they win by a touchdown or 10 points here against Ohio State. And I think Ryan Day may lose his job, man. It's unfortunate. He's a good coach.
All right. I'm going to take Oregon as well.
And then Notre Dame plus 1.5 versus Georgia. Like I told you earlier, I really like Notre Dame here. I mean, I think Notre Dame wins this game pretty easily, actually. Unfortunately for Georgia with their backup quarterback, it just ain't going to get it done at this point, right? I mean, this is
Right.
high level stakes against a great defense, and they're. I don't think that quarterback's going to do anything against Notre Dame's defense. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
I'm going to take under 44 and a half. I'm going to say this is a defensive struggle.
Yeah. Okay. And the lock last week obviously lost with Indiana. They let us down.
Right.
8-9 for the year. You got one for this week.
I do have one for this week.
Talk to
I'm
me.
going to take Alabama minus 10 and a half against Michigan.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. And then our RIP's back with Ricky Henderson,
Right. All right.
the man of
So,
steel,
uh,
born on Christmas Day,
born on Christmas Day on the way to the hospital in Chicago in the back of the car.
died on my anniversary, December 21st.
Right.
All right, what do we
All
know
right.
about Ricky? What a great baseball player, though.
Right.
Leadoff hitter.
So when
Great,
we before we
greatest leadoff hitter ever, right?
greatest leadoff hitter ever. I mean,
Period.
it's either him or Pete Rose, right?
Oh, right. Right. Henderson had more power than Pete, though.
Right.
He had a couple years where he had 20, 30 home runs.
Right.
All right.
I think the greatest leadoff hitter of all time, sure.
Yeah. With the stealing and everything, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of good stuff out there that's been written in the last 4 days about him. Um, maybe, maybe the last great player from the storied Oakland, California Athletic League, the great high school teams out there that produced, Frank Robinson, Joe Morgan, Dave Stewart, Vada Pinson, a lot of talent out of that
Okay.
city. And I don't think there's been anyone since Ricky. I think when I looked at where that Joe Posnanski, if I'm saying his name correctly, he ranked the top 100 players. He had Henderson at 24 or 25. He was an extremely exciting player, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. 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 That one year he had, what, 124 stolen bases, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
which is sick. I mean, it's a sick amount of bases. That's
right,
a record that'll never be broken. I mean,
right,
I don't think it'll ever be broken, not in our lifetime.
right,
And every time he got on base, the guy was electric. You didn't know what the hell he was going to do. And every time he hit it in the gap, you knew he was going for the second base.
right.
Couple things one thing I found out about him this week, reading about him and hearing about him, was he referred to himself always in third person
Right,
to the
right,
opposing team and to the media and to other people, which I
right,
think is hilarious.
right,
So he he was a card, man. I mean, a character with character, right?
right. He was an original.
Yeah, he's an original guy. Great baseball player. His stolen base record, he's light years ahead of the second place guy, Lou Brock, who's another phenomenal player, right?
Yeah, I mean, Lou Brock's in the Hall of Fame and was a tremendous, and Henderson's like 468 stolen bases ahead of him.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
I got Ricky's rookie card, one of my prized possessions, 1980 Topps rookie card.
That's right.
Yeah, so very cool. All right, Nikki. Merry Christmas to you and your family, Nick.
All
Thanks
right.
for doing the show on Christmas Eve.
You too.
Um, we'll post this up here in the next couple days.
No rush when you can. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, man.
All
Take care.
right. Take care, bud.